Well, hello there. Not exactly a banner week for me, but we're still alive, so we're good. So hopefully, y'all ain't too. I'm gonna be somebody. All right. So we are getting, as you can see by the title, we are cooking a little dinner, have a little chit chat, whatnot. So we're getting our stuff ready for the meal. Bring it. Put that out the way so I step on it. There we go. So we are making ramen, Japanese noodle soup. Now we're not going to do it the proper way, which is taking a good long time to do things. We're going to be doing it kind of the instant way, almost. So here's our ramen. Sapporo Ichiban. This is the brand I've been eating my entire life. Since 1974, this is the brand I've been eating. And I have not found one brand in Japan or elsewhere that comes anywhere close. Especially the crappy American version. Top Ramen, Nissin, Maruchan, they all suck. This is the only brand I will ever use. All right, so we are getting a few things ready. Like I said, we got our noodles, and with the noodles, you get. Let me open this up here. You get the dried noodles, and you get the soup base. This is basically like a beef, kind of like a beef consomme soup here. A little bit of onion, green onion, a little bit, all that jazz in there. So we got that ready to go. We got a bit of onion, just right there. We're gonna slice a bit of this up, stick that in there. We got one egg. We're gonna simmer. We're gonna half boil this. It's gonna be a soft boiled egg. We're gonna boil that up. I got some kippered fish. We're gonna drain the oil off. We're gonna pat it dry. Have that as an accompaniment to the ramen. We also got some chuck roast here. We're going to slice this nice and thin, kind of pan fry it. We're going to put that on top with the noodles and have all this together. Let's see here. What else? All right. We're going to add a little bit of black pepper to our soup when it's done. And I got a little tiny bit of soy sauce, which we're going to add to the meal as well. Now, anybody thinks that I'm a snob when it comes to my food, like I said, I have one of these as a quick backup. I need something very quick, instantaneous to eat. I got some of these. So I do eat them once in a while when I absolutely have to, but when I have the time to cook, get the real deal. Like I said, good chuck roast, egg, fish, beef, and all that. Now tomorrow on the live stream, we're going to make a beef almost stew, but a thick beef soup. We're going to thicken it up with a little bit of cornstarch slurry to give it that kind of consistency. Celery, onion, carrot, beef, a few spices and herbs to go with it. We're going to do that in the Instant Pot. So pressure cooker, it's going to take almost no time at all, about a half an hour, 35 minutes or so. And that's going to be a real easy truck meal. So, right at the moment, we got our kitchen set up. Like I said, I'm gonna be getting make a little box, a little riser, so this thing sits up here where it's a lot easier to cook. But we got water in here in the kettle, heating up. The kettle's going to heat the water faster than trying to do it in a pot. Trying to do it in a pot, there's not enough pressure on it to get it to boil rapidly, so things don't take always a bit longer. But we're going to start the process with the kettle. So water is starting to steam a little bit, but we got a little ways to go. So, what questions does anybody have? What is everybody up to? I currently am sitting here in Eloy, Arizona, right off of I-10. I am waiting for permits. We got 3 tractors. I got 2 John Deeres. I got a 5425 John Deere tractor with a little front end loader, all the way at the very front of my step deck. So the tractor's sitting up on there. Then I got a 6415 John Deere tractor. That's in the middle. And then I have a Case IH International Harvester 9430, I think it is, on the back. And then the case is 8 foot or 9 foot 8 inches wide without the tires, because the tires are up front underneath the bucket. And Rudy, I do the same thing. I will use the noodles by themselves, and I'll just take the little soup-based packet, and I'll use that for other things, like just for a soup to drink. A cold winter day, just put that into water, boil it up, put a few other ingredients in there, and use that as a soup. But like I said, that makes it's pretty good. I mean, like I said, I've been using this particular brand, Sapporo Ichiban, for 45, almost 46 years. And I'm only 48. I'm actually next month, next February the 8th, I turn 49. So there we go. Like I said, we're gonna do a little cooking with this. I like the ramen. If I could take the time to make a real ramen, where I'm making a good soup base and have some pork bone, make a good thick creamy soup, I would, but just don't have the time for that, and I just don't have the room. And also, I don't have the ingredients. So there you go. That's probably the biggest issue. I just don't have the ingredients. So, good old kitchen knife, standard, kitchen knife. Let's take our towel for any excess blood. Now, I didn't break out my large cutting board. Didn't think I needed it. So we got a chuck roast here. I'm gonna tap it off here a little bit just to dry it off just a tiny bit. So this piece of chuck roast came out of a larger piece, which was about 2 3/4 pounds. Now, I split it into 4 pieces, not as close to even as I could. I've already used 2. One I used to make a beef stew in my cast iron pan, and the other one I used to make a steak sandwich. To slice it, basically the same technique. I sliced it real thin, and then went from there. So we're not going to use all this. We're going to use about 2/3. That's more than enough meat for what we're doing. So here is the beef we have for our dinner tomorrow. We're going to make basically a beef stew tomorrow. Not quite, but close. So we're going to stick that in there. Suck the air out of there a little bit. Put that back up in there. So we're going to take this, got a little bowl to put it in. Just going to set that up to the side there. Now, if this was a little bit more frozen, a little bit firmer, this would slice better, but we'll do a little tenderizing if we need to. So, this chuck roast has, like I said, like this piece here, plenty of fat on it. So, not too shabby a cut of meat. All right. Need to sharpen my knife. Getting a little dull. So we're just going to slice this up. There we go. So, tenderize it. All right, so you got the blade down here, the back of the knife. Trucker Z, how you doing, sir? So we can use the back of the knife to tenderize the meat a little bit. So we're not trying to cut through it. Just trying to break up some of that tissue. A little bit of tenderization right there. So we can lay all these pieces out like this. And using the back of the knife, we can give a little bit of tenderization to this. Without needing a mallet, without needing any tenderizer, powder to help break that down. We do a little bit faster. So there's our meat. We're not using the blade side. We're using the back of the knife. And this meat doesn't require a lot. It won't be perfectly tenderized, but it's an easy technique that anybody can do. So, bing. And so we can actually just do that. So our beef is ready. We're going to marinate this. Like I said, a little bit of black pepper. Throw that in there. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little garlic in here as well. Let's get fancy. So a little bit of minced garlic. Get a pair of chopsticks. Just a little touch. We don't need a lot. I don't know if I'm going to go that far there, Rudy. That's a good piece of hickory I got. Wow, I don't know if I want to go that far. All right, so we're going to get that pepper moved around there a little bit. All right, so bit of soy sauce. Going to marinate that. Oh, my soy sauce is gone now. That sucks. All right. Wipe that off. There we go. I've never thought about being multi-purpose with my my truck tools and my cooking tools. I always try to keep them a little separated. That's a little bit too much of the MacGyver for me. All right. So, a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of soy sauce, a little bit of slightly tenderized chuck roast. There we go. And we're going to be, I don't know how anybody's going to get grossed out about it. Going to use the juices, the blood that came out of the beef. I don't want to hear no more about no damn slotted spoon. No, I haven't. I actually haven't been able to get to a Walmart since then. So, unfortunately, slotted spoons are going to have to wait. All right. So now we got just a little bit of cleanup to do. We're going to put that right there. So, disinfecting wipes. Do a little bit of cleanup. Bing, bang, boom. That's the more important than you would have in a restaurant or your home kitchen. In a truck where you have absolutely no space, you definitely need to keep your utensils as clean as possible. Use this side of the towel that's not been used. Okay, so knife is clean. Right back into the cover. We are done with that for the moment. Clean off our cutting board. Here we go. I threw away my trash. I already took my trash out, so use this side of the towel. Bing, bang, boom. Done. There we go. So the water, unfortunately, I did not have any water in the truck, which it would have been at the current temperature. So I got 2 bottles of water from inside at the store right before I went on. So that's at refrigerator temperature. So it's going to take a little bit longer for the water here to boil. Now we got this filled up right to the bottom of the neck here. So we got plenty of water. Do what we need to. First, we're going to soft boil the egg. About 8 or 9 minutes at the most. We got some onion to slice up. We're going to save that for, right before we're going to need it, because I want that to be nice and crisp. We got a little bit of, like I said, kippered fish in here, kippered herring. We're going to drain this. It comes with a bit of oil. We're going to drain this, pat it dry. That'll be on the side. The beef is going to get grilled up. We're basically just going to pan fry it. And then we'll set that to the side. Then the last thing we're going to do are the noodles, so they don't get too mushy. They're going to be just the perfect consistency. Then the beef will go on top of the soup. The egg will go in. The onions will go on top of that. Everything will, the water in the soup will heat everything back up to temperature. So we'll be good for that. Put this cup out the way. We don't need this bowl. Put that out the way for the moment. So we're going to need the cutting board again. I'm going to set that right there. That stuff moved up out of the way here. There we go. There we go. Get everything onto the table here. So the only other thing we're going to use is your typical average pot. This will be more than large enough to hold the noodles, the soup, and all the other ingredients that we're putting on there. So this is what, a 2-quart, 2.5-quart pot. Works just fine. It is very beat up. I mean, it does get its use. I want to get an all steel one, or an all stainless steel, or all copper pot. But for the moment, we'll just use that. Alrighty. So, like I said, we got ourselves pretty much cleaned up. All our tools. My nice cast iron pan. I love cooking in this thing. I'm almost got it to a point where I have that non-stick finish in it. It needs a bit more work. I just can't get my heat high enough. So, it's just going to take a little more time to really get this thing set the way I want it. And we got all of our a lot of other kitchen tools in here, knives, forks, measuring spoons, chopsticks, peelers, can opener, whatnot. So we got pretty much everything as organized as we can. Now we got ladles, tongs, paring knives, forks, spoons, spatulas. And we got all that in there. So we really have pretty much most things we ever need to cook. Now, unfortunately, the number one thing that I don't have that I want is the actual counter space. This little table here, little folding camp table, is, it does what it needs to do. But if I had a regular household height kitchen counter, I'd be happier. I could cook a lot more. Jung-goon, how you doing? Welcome, sir. Tracy, how you doing? So if you can see by the title, we are making a ramen. There's the brand that I use, Sapporo Ichiban. I've been using this brand my entire life, 48 years. Ever since 1974, when I first went to Japan, spent 10 years there. This is the number one brand of dry. Hey, JP, we are cooking a ramen tonight. We're going to make it as close to a restaurant style. So we got our dried ramen there with the soup base. So it comes with your soup base there. We're going to put a half-boiled egg, which we still have to cook. We got some regular white onion. We're going to slice and put into that. I got some fish, which I'm going to drain the oil off, pat it dry, put that to the side. We got some nice beef here with pepper, a little touch of garlic, a little bit of soy sauce, letting that marinate a little bit. We got a kettle here. We're getting the water to boil. First, we're going to cook our egg, get that to soft boil, about 8 or 9 minutes. Then we will take our beef. We'll fry our beef up. Just going to pan fry that real quick. We tenderized it a little bit. Then the last thing we're going to do is, next we're going to drain the fish, get that all dried off, set that to the side. Then we're going to boil our noodles, get that going. Here, we're going to put everything into this pot. We'll peel the shell off the egg, cut the egg in half, put that in there. A little bit of thin sliced onion on top of that. And we're going to lay the beef out in a nice fan pattern on top of that. We don't have a bowl that's big enough, so we're just going to do it in the pot. But for the most part, everything is set and ready to go. This is a super easy meal. I mean, the only thing is just takes time. That's the number one thing I think that deters a lot of people from not cooking in a truck. You get better quality food. You get it precisely the way you want it. And it winds up costs less. So this packet of noodles was, I think, 65 cents total. One egg. This is a jumbo grade A egg. That was 40 cents, something like that. Onion was less than $1. That amount of beef right there, which is, I got 4 pieces out of 2 3/4 pounds. So one and 3/8 pound is half of that. So a pound is 16 ounces, so 19 ounces, so about 9 or about 7 ounces of beef. Right. Yeah, yes. The Koreans have a lot more of a spicy quality to it, which, I like my kimchi when it's done right. I like bulgogi when it's done right. Fish cakes, Korean fish cakes are really good, but like I said, I grew up in Japan. I love the Japanese cuisine a lot better. That's you know this is the Japanese is more neutral flavor, more of a simpler flavor. Korean food is definitely more spicy, a lot more heat, a lot more vinegar, a lot more stronger flavors than what you're going to get from traditional Japanese food. Now, I did get very, very lucky. I came out of California, Oceanside, California. And where did I stop? Oh, I stopped in I forget where I stopped, but there was a little truck stop on the side of the road. Nathaniel, how you doing? JP, how you doing? There was a little truck stop that had a Japanese restaurant. Now, the main thing they focused on was sushi. Not a big fan of sushi. 10 years I lived in Japan, I ate sushi 3 times. I prefer the farmhouse cooking, the country cooking a lot more. Sushi was a fast food item that's been turned into high cuisine. The Edomai type sushi. I'm not a big fan of sushi. I like my fish cooked. I like my rice in a bowl. I like seaweed as a garnishment, not something to wrap my food in. Except for very few things. But sushi has never been my thing. Well, Nathaniel, we're doing good. I'm here in Eloy, Arizona. I picked up 3 tractors at 2 places. One on the west side of Phoenix. I picked up 2 tractors there. I came down to Casa Grande, picked up another tractor, which is about 16 miles away from where I'm at now. Phoenix is about 90 miles northwest. Now, picked up my tractors. Now I'm waiting for permits so I can drive down the road. I'm 8'6". I'm 9 foot 8 inches wide, which necessitates me having permits. So I'm sitting here the weekend until they can be ordered and then sent to me so I can print them out and have them in my hands. Other than that, we're doing good. The only big issue, I was on a very dusty lot yesterday, and because I have to get up on the trailer, I did take a little bit of a slip. So I got a little bit of a scrape here, one on my side and on my leg a little bit. Nothing bad, no blood or anything, just, kind of one thing. It's like, type of deals. You get up, you get back to work, and you just tough it out. Other than that, not too bad. The only thing I do wish I had as far as work is a little bit of rain. Because I have not had rain really since about October. I've always been someplace where it's dry. What little rain has come through, it's been like okay, I got a little sprinkle in the mountains, and that's about it. All right, so let's... Man alive. That takes forever to boil. Well, here's the problem. That thing came unplugged. Serenity now. Serenity. That's the problem working in a truck, You move your foot just a tiny bit. All right. Slight delay. Alrighty. Well, we are taking this load from basically Phoenix and Casa Grande, Arizona. We're taking it about 1,000 miles east to Howe, Texas. And if you looked at the vlog that I posted the last vlog I just posted, we're going to the exact same place I went to on the trip that I'm posting now. So, there you go. But the last time we came out of Georgia, well, we originally came out of Florida, went up to Valdosta. Valdosta went up to Moultrie, Alabama, Moultrie, Georgia, picked up a load there, took that up, went further north up to, I think it was Clarksville. Was it Clarksville? I think it might have been Clarksville. Went up there, picked up a second piece, then took that all the way out to Howe, Texas. And that was about the same distance, roughly. But, you know, other than that, where the job is going well, I'm in pretty good health and spirits. Things are becoming a little bit more settled in the truck. Some people would say 6 months is enough time to get yourself settled in a truck. But I take a little bit longer because I always try to make sure that my environment that I'm living in when I'm in a truck is just perfect. I still need to build the shelving unit that's going to go in here, and also the cabinet that's below the camera right now, and also the platform I'm going to build under the bed and up the back wall. I still have to build that. But other than that, we're doing good. I did pick up a new kitchen tool recently. So I picked up this little toast, not quite a toaster oven, but it will dehydrate. It'll act as an air fryer, roaster, toaster, has a rotisserie built into it. So, you know, it's all going pretty good, you know. So I still have to play with that. I've only heated pizza up in that thus far. When I can get to a Walmart and I can actually get a few ingredients, I will be employing that for some meals. Just to expand what I can do. The reason I got this one is because the functions it has with it, and also it fits my inverter in the truck. It uses 1100 watts, or 1500 watts for this oven. My microwave is 1100 watts. You know, panini grill, this little hot plate, you know, and a few other things, all 700 watts or less. So, water is boiling. So pretty soon, we can get our egg cooked. Then we can cook our beef, open our fish, slice our onion, cook our noodle, put everything together for a good, simple meal. When next time I make some chili, gonna have some Fritos with that, but right now, nope. And we got my treat in here, a cinnamon or oatmeal raisin cookie for dessert. That's starting to feel good. I do have the AC on, so if you hear that noise come from here, that's the AC. I don't want to get it too hot in here. So how's everybody else in the world doing? Hopefully everything is going good for you guys. I am still working on my permit book. You see the rules and regulations and my annual permits, all that stuff. It's starting to fill the book up, but when I'm done, this is going to be flat like that. This ring here will have the paperwork all the way to the top. I got a few more states I got to go through to get it finalized, but for the most part, we're good. Everything is labeled. I just got to be able to print out the rules and regulations from about 11 to 14 states. I don't remember exactly which ones they are now, but their sleeves are done. I just got to download that off of the individual states' websites, get that in the book, and we are set. And as far as the vlog is concerned, I know I showed this last week, but we are up to hard drive number 8. 4 terabyte hard drive, month after month, day after day, of all the footage I shoot goes on here. So I'm up to number 8 for storage. I'm still working on number 6 for actually producing the vlog and the other video. So we still got to work on that. Then go through 7, then into 8. So not too bad. You know, we just got to take a little more time to make a vlog every single day and catch up, because I'm still working back in October. So I got to figure out, you know, what I'm going to do. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to go through and label everything for what day, what vlog it is. That way I can, you know, kind of go back and forth. You know, put out a vlog that's current for the day, that's appropriately numbered, and then also go backwards and do the catch-up videos as well, which is probably what, you know, that's what I'm thinking of doing. Try to make the vlog current, but also catch up at the same time. And then, of course, the supplemental videos I do will, you know, just come in between those as well. And then, of course, the weekend live streams and any other live stream that I do, whatnot. So, water is starting to boil. When it gets up to proper temperature, it's going to whistle. Then we can boil our egg. All right. Gotta get my panini maker out the way. As something as simple as making a grilled cheese sandwich or a hot sandwich, this is one of those indispensable tools, in my opinion, to have in a truck. All right, here we go. All right, water is boiling. All right, so let's pull that. Hey, Mr. Dowse, how you doing, sir? Welcome in. All right, get our pot on there. 1 egg. Boiling water in the pan, in the pot. There we go. Going to cover that with a lid. We're just using a regular little small fry pan. Just gonna stick that on there. Put that right on top. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. There we go. So we're gonna set our little, and there's my typical mascot for my channel. So we're gonna set our timer here. I'm going to set that for 8 minutes. That should be just enough time to soft boil the egg. We don't want a hard boiled egg because we want that runny yolk in there. All right, so now the next thing, we're going to take a cup. Not exactly clean, but we don't need it to be clean. We got our kippered fish. Now, that's the brand right there, Crown Prince Kipper Snack. Kippered herring. I like that. Some people are bothered by the smell. I'm not. I like it. I usually take that off. everything's going pretty good, you know. So, you know, just working, making our way through. Since I got my new driver manager, I've been moving a lot more regularly. So we opened our fish up. We're just going to drain that out into this cup here. Going to get that oil off of there. We're going to take it out. We're going to pat it dry, set it off to the side, and that's going to be an accompaniment for our run. Well, I can use all the luck I can get, Mr. Dowse. Unfortunately, I've not been exactly the best locations or had the best kind of, the best timing, as it were. Spent a little bit more time in California, which makes it a little bit more difficult to get the time for the live stream done. Haven't had a lot of time to even do video editing. I mean, it's just been one thing after another. Just by the time I was done my day, get my shower, grab something to eat, go to bed. I'm tired. I got to do that. All right. Water is boiling in the pot. Egg is cooking. So like I said, we got about 8. We're going to boil that for about 8 minutes. We got about 5.5 minutes left on that. All right, so right up there. I need to get me a trash bag. Pardon me. There we go. Whenever I go to Walmart, I get a couple extra bags. Except in California, where you got to buy a bag. Like, come on. Charge me 10 cents for a bag that cost 1/10 of a penny. You know, come on. All right, so we got our fish. Get the lid off here. Like I said, just a peel off lid. There we go. So here's our kippered fish. Let's see. Let's set that right there. And a little bit of, you can see it there, a little bit of oil and juice from the fish. We're going to throw that out. Let's put our trash bag right here, I think. That's going to be fine. Like I said, we're soft boiling the egg. We're going to fry up our beef. We're going to try to make it as nice, neat, as presentable as we can. Hopefully. No, but I did leave California not too long ago. I recently was in California just last week. I took a load from Fort Lupton, Colorado to Camp Pendleton. No, wait a second. No. No, I took a load from Fort Lupton down to El Paso. El Paso, I dropped that off. I got a load just north of El Paso at Chipperia, something like that. Just a little bit north into New Mexico. I picked up a military load there, took that out to Camp Pendleton, California, there in Oceanside, California. Hey, Ralph, how you doing? Good evening. We're making a little bit of dinner tonight. So then from Camp Pendleton, the Marine Corps base there, I headed down to Lakeside, California, picked up a John Deere 210G LC excavator. So 50,000 pound load, 10 foot 6 wide, 14 foot 2 high. Brought that out to, how did I bring that out to? I brought that out to Hewitt, Texas. Then I took a load back out here to Las Vegas. Then here from Las Vegas, I brought a load down here to, from Las Vegas, I deadheaded 300 and something odd miles to Phoenix. I picked up my first part of my load yesterday in the morning. The afternoon on Friday, I picked up the last piece here in Casa Grande. And now I'm waiting for permits so I can go back out to Howe, Texas. Water's still doing good? No, I've never been to Lake Tahoe. But the load I took to Las Vegas and coming back down here was the very first time I actually had got to go past Hoover Dam. I couldn't see it because it was first time I was going north and I couldn't see it. And I'm required to be in the center, in the middle lane, all the way to the left, so I couldn't see it. Then Friday morning, I left Las Vegas at 2 a.m. So by the time when I passed Hoover Dam, I couldn't see it no matter what I did anyway because it was 3 o'clock in the morning. So there you go. All right, so the egg is just about done. So we're going to let that go for another couple of seconds here. So we're not going to put our egg in this here. We're going to take a little bit of refrigerator cold water because I couldn't buy one at room temp. A little bit of cold water in there. This is going to help to stop the cooking process of the egg. All right. Then we got some hot water here that we're going to have to deal with. We're going to leave the hot water in the pot. Mr. Dallas, I think you're pretty much correct on that. It's a marvel of technology and the use of concrete and how to do that as rapidly as possible, but still have it structurally sound. And it's actually the Hoover Dam, almost 100 years later? We're approaching 100 years for Hoover Dam, pretty close. It is a stronger dam today than it was when new built. Because concrete takes decades and decades and decades to really set, to really be properly cured. And Hoover Dam today is stronger today than it was when it was being built, when it was newly built. And that's saying something. You know, people think that today's stuff is better than yesterday's. There's stuff today that we build that we don't replicate, you know, how it was 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago. You know, it's pretty amazing. All right. Let me find where'd my towel go? Here's my towel. All right, so our egg is done. So we're going to take our pot and kettle, set it right there. Chopsticks. All right. Put that into some cold water so we can stop the cooking process. Now, we got hot boiling water here. We do not want to, waste it, but we don't want to have it sitting around where it can get spilled. So we're going to set that up front real quick. There we go. Because we got some other cooking we need to do. We're just going to set that right there. There we go. And make sure nothing can fall on it. Make sure everybody can step on it. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go. All right. Now, so hot plate is hot. Our fish is drained. We haven't patted it dry, but we will in a moment. We got some onion to cut. We still have hot water in the kettle in case we need a little bit more of that, which I doubt. So we got a bit of, we got a nice pan here, which will get nice and hot. It's already kind of pre-warmed because it was sitting on top of the boiling water. Red Monkey, how you doing? Enjoyed your live stream earlier. I'm glad you came along. Show you how I cook in a truck. You can go back and watch this because it is DVR'd for YouTube. We're making Japanese ramen. So we got a nice a soft-boiled egg. We got some kippered fish, which will be a side accompaniment. We got some beef, so a little bit of chuck roast, thinly sliced, a little bit, tenderized, with a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of soy sauce, and a little bit of garlic. We're going to slice up some white onion. We're going to put that on top. We got our ramen noodles here, dried, of course. Support Ichiban, the only brand I ever buy. So that'll be the last thing we're going to boil up. And of course, it comes with a soup base. And we're going to try to do this as nicely as we can, make it a real meal. So the next thing we're doing, we're frying up our beef. Now, you can use oil. You can just use the fat of the beef. I'm going to take a little bit of Kerrygold butter. Wait, I got to give me a little knife here. Here we go. Got to find me a knife first. Here we go. Little paring knife. I do not have any little plastic bowls or plates or forks, no paper plates. Put a little butter in there. All right. So we'll use a little bit of butter in there to help cook the beef. Just a touch. Just a touch. Like I said, real garlic, soy sauce, real meat, real vegetables, whatnot. Get our butter melted in there. We're going to fry this beef off real quick. Lots of fat on the beef. This is a piece of chuck roast. Now, unfortunately, this hot plate is not really that powerful. This is only like 500 watt hot plate. It's a $10 hot plate from Walmart. It's serviceable, but not exactly what I want. I'm trying to get one that A, has 2 burners, B, is about 1500 watts, so it fits my inverter, so I can do the things that I want to do. All right, there we go. And a little bit of juice in there, a little bit of the soy sauce. Throw that in there like that. And of course, because I cook with real implements, they all got to be washed. So your standard Lysol, Clorox, Walmart brand disinfecting wipe. This is how I do my primary washing for most of my dishes. I do it immediately. Or what I do sometimes, which I had to do today, when I go take a shower, I will put the stuff in a bag, my soap, my scrub brush, a bit of Dawn detergent, take it in the shower with me, wash the dishes, then I'll bathe, pack everything up, bring it back out to the truck. All right. All right. Nice, clean ceramic bowl. So the beef is cooking. We're going to turn that over. Turn over. Like I said, you're not, when you don't have the actual power needed, some things have to be compromised off, so I'm not going to get a good char or, get those little dark brown colors on this with this hot plate, but it'll serve. And then once we got the beef done, we're just going to throw it in this little bowl here. We're going to get started with our noodles. Our egg is nice and cool now, so the cooking process has pretty much been stopped. So this should be a half boiled, soft boiled. So the white albumin, the whites of the egg should be firm, but the yolk should still be runny, which is what I want. So, a bit of cooking water. We're just going to throw that into this cup here. There we go. This had the oil from the fish. So we need to take that out. Way out back, not right next to the back of the truck, not out the window, way back in the field that's behind us. Dump this out over there. Courtesy. One, nobody wants the fish smell and food right outside the window. I don't, so I don't do that to other people. All right. So this beef is almost done. We're going to take a little taste test here. Could have used a little bit more tenderizing. Just a little, not too much. All right, so the beef is almost done. There we go. A little bit of onion. I'll wipe off our knife here with the butter. We're just going to slice it this way. Why not? Let's be bold. Nice thin strips. I think that'll be sufficient. Set that right there. Cover that back up so that doesn't do what it's not supposed to do. All right, we're going to set this. We're just going to leave it on the cutting board. We're going to set that aside. There we go. The rest of the onion, we're just going to put right back in the refrigerator. Set that down there. And then tomorrow, like I said, we got some more of the chuck roast. We're going to put this with potato. We're going to make a beef stew tomorrow. We're going to do that in the Instant Pot. So it's only going to take about 35-40 minutes in the Instant Pot from start to finish. And, everything's going to be super tender. Everything's going to be blended together well. Not quite the recipe that I would normally do for a stew. There's several ingredients that I don't have. But, I got celery, onion, carrot, the beef. I pretty much got most of what I need. But it's going to be more of a soup than a stew. So, there we go. All right, so our beef is nice and cooked off. So we're going to take that. We're going to throw that beef right into this bowl here. There we go. Get those little bits of garlic. Here we go. Got to give me a little spatula here. Set that right there. Get all the flavor out of there I can. Get those last little bits of garlic into that beef. Plus, it helps clean out the pan, so it's a lot easier to be done with it. There we go. going to let that cool down just for a moment. I'm going to set that right there. Got it setting on a towel as a trivet. Kettle still is very hot still, so we're good for that. So now we're going to take our beef. We're going to set that right there. Their egg is fine. We're just going to stick that in the cup for the moment so it doesn't fall on the floor. So stick that in there because why not? All right. Now the hot water we had previously, we're going to make our soup. We're going to do our ramen in this. The only thing that was boiling in this was the egg. Now this pan here, we're going to use as a lid to get that water boiling again. Now, the package, in a small pot, bring 2 cups of water to a boil, add the noodles, breaking up if desired, cook 3 minutes, remove from heat, stir in the seasoning from soup base packet, add vegetable, egg, or meat as desired. Well, I've never boiled the water first. I'm a rebel. I stick it in before it boils. Lots of little crumbs. Go ahead and stick that in there as well. Keep my little trash bag handy right there. That way I can just clean things up as I go. Like I said, little wipe here. Clean off our knife. Dry it off. Clean knife. You can put that away now. Put that in there. Like I said, the oil and the juice that came off of, the liquid that came off of our kippered fish, we're just got it in a cup there. We'll take it outside, back into the farmer's field back here or right near it. We'll throw it away where nobody can smell it. It's not going to attract animals to the truck stop. It's not dumped right outside the window for some other truck driver to step in. Courtesy. Hey, Miss Stephanie, how you doing? We're making a ramen tonight. Trying to gussy it up a little bit. We got a little bit of some beef. We're going to put some fish with it. A little bit of sliced onion. I wish I had some green onion and some spinach to put with it or some other vegetables to put with it. But we're going to make it do with what we got. All right, so. So we get that in there. This is a little bit more water than I normally would use. Usually I would put the noodles in there in the pot and just bring the water just up to not even covering the noodle, just barely up to the top of the thickness of the noodle. I have just a tiny bit more water than I normally would use. Well, Jordan, that's not quite as funny as Miss Stephanie might think, because I have made hard candy before. I have made hard candy from scratch before, along with butter, ice cream, cheese. I love cooking all that stuff. I love making all that stuff from scratch. The light's becoming more of a problem here. So, but tomorrow we're going to make a sort of like a 90% beef stew tomorrow. I don't have all the ingredients that I want, but I have, like I said, 90% up. So we're going to make a faux beef stew. Real beef, potatoes, carrots, onions, celery, some of the spices and herbs that I would use in a stew. But there's a few things I don't have, so we are going to, we're going to call it, a faux beef stew, like a 90% beef stew. So here is a piece of the beef. See, well browned. little bit of garlic, a little bit of pepper. uh, Jordan, I think almost everybody's done that. You know, you put the little string down into the sugar water, let it crystallize. Yeah, well, we've all done that. But I mean real hard candy with designs, with flavorings in it, you know, doing twists, making candy canes. I've done all that, you know, pulling it out, putting the air in to, you know, make it white, putting in food coloring and, you know, the little bits of lemon zest and flavorings. I've done that. You know, that's fun, but it's a little bit more time consuming than I usually want. All right. Noodles are almost done. All right. Noodles are all loose. So they are almost done. So next thing's next. We got our onion ready to go in. Soup packets ready to go in. We're going to peel our egg real quick. This should hopefully be soft boiled. I don't do a lot of soft boiling, you know, but we're going to peel this real quick. And we should have a soft boiled egg on the inside. Should. So we're just getting the shell off. There we go. There we go. Egg is peeled. Shells are in there. Good, good, good. All right. Now we can take our pan off as our lid. We're going to take our little soup base packet. Get our powdered soup base in there. Normally, when I do have a ramen, I put extra soy sauce in there because I like it a little bit more salty. But there you go. Mix that up. There we go. We can turn that off now. So now we're going to take our beef, lay that in here. Like that. There we go. And no, we are not going to waste this nice juice that came off the beef. There we go. Just going to dump that right on in there in the middle. There we go. Little bits of garlic and little bits of beef. There we go. Going to take some onion. Lay that in there. I wish I had some green onion, but you know, a little bit of seaweed wouldn't be too bad as well. Chopsticks, all they do is take practice, you know. All right. So now here is the part that really gets some people. We're going to take our egg. Egg was cooked a little bit more time, but you see it's not quite firm. I wish it was a little bit more runny. And stick that in there like that. There we go. That's cool enough. We can stack that under there. All our dirty dishes are in one place. There we go. Like I said, we got a little bit of fish for the side. Here we go. Beef, onion, egg, noodles, a little bit of fish for the side. Now, I wish I had a real plate to put that on, a real bowl to put it in, and a table to sit at, but what can you do? So the secret to using chopsticks, Stephanie. All right. Now, some people do it this way. I do it like that. Some people put them way back here. Some people, put their fingers in the middle to pivot. But like I said, I put my chopsticks all the way back. So that one there, this one sticks up a little bit further out the back. And you got your thumb holds it to your finger. Your middle finger or your index finger, like I said, whether you use it like this or like that, doesn't matter. And all you do is you move the one finger. Now, smaller things, you keep them a little bit closer, but you can just open and close it just like that. Like I said, a little bit of fish. Just pick it up like that. Bit of beef. Onion with the tag-along noodle. A little bit of egg. It's all about the control. So, all you got to remember, just this one, if you're a truck driver, you know how to use that middle finger. Right, Ralph? If you're a truck driver, you know how to use that middle finger, so that thing's nice and dexterous. So it's super easy. Just, you don't need a lot of pressure back here. You just, keep these two fingers straight. And it works really, it's super easy. Now, this is a little bit of useless trivia, useless knowledge. Let me close this. Got the sun beaming right in here, causing that flare. Sorry. Put that in there. There we go. But the Chinese developed chopsticks because it was considered impolite or rude to bring a knife to the table. It was a sign, it was considered that you didn't finish cooking. So, the knife was taken away from the table. Now, just like in medieval Europe, you would have a knife with you and you would eat from the knife. But courtly manners in Europe and also in China, they went different directions. That's why in Europe you had the fork. In China and the other Asian countries, you went to the chopstick. The same thing, the same kind of requirements from two different ways. Knives were seen as either a danger or an insult. In Asia, it was an insult because the cook didn't cut it for you when they prepared it. In Europe, they're worried about assassination. So when you went to the king's table or the baron or count or whatever royalty, you did not bring the knife you had with you always. So they developed the fork. So the same kind of thinking. But chopsticks, whenever I'm eating Japanese food or Chinese food, I will not use a fork. I refuse. 10 years in Japan kind of put that in my head. So I use chopsticks when I'm eating Japanese or Chinese, or Thai or Filipino or almost anything else. All right. So once you get used to it, bit of egg. Noodles. Man, that's good. Sometimes that's all you need is a good, simple meal. Get a little bit of the fish. Now, it doesn't matter Brent, you can take that and cram it up your ass. I am not eating a damn snail. I don't care what anybody says. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Just made us a little bit of dinner. The French taught a lot of people how to cook. I don't have any bones about that. But snails, most insects, I do not like eating. Call me a crazy American, but I'm just not big on the insects. You know. All right, nice onion. But we had a nice, easy meal made in the truck. There's not one truck driver out there who cannot do this. None. I was on the live stream for Red Monkey, and I asked them that question. You know, why how do you guys cook? And they really don't, you know, which I don't understand that. You know, it's better quality food, made the way I want it, and it's a lot less expensive. This meal here, about 7 or 8 ounces of chuck roast, an instant ramen, an egg, a bit of onion, a bit of fish. This whole meal here, if I went to a regular restaurant, that's over $10. I cook it myself for less than $4. The only thing that's different is my time. Let me get the rest of this egg here. Now, I wish I had, like I said, if I actually had countertops, like I said, I don't fault anybody for eating any type of food. There are just some things that I can't do. Okay, like in the Philippines, there is a delicacy called balut. Balut is a chicken that is not fully developed in the egg. They boil it, they peel it off, and they eat it raw. I'm sorry, that's not me. It's not me. Snails and insects, not me. Sea urchin, which is a big thing in Japan. I can't stand it. I just don't like it. I'm pretty American Yankee type thing. Chicken feet aren't bad. You know, I mean, the rest of the chicken, why not the feet? But, you know, other than that, I don't know. Having this little teeny tiny specialized fork, you got to dig them out with, and then it don't. I'm sorry, that image. It's like doing this. No thanks. No thank you. Snails are one of those things. You know, most animals, it needs to have a face of some type. Shrimp, lobster, crabs, fish, birds, mammals. You know, they need to have a face for me to want to eat them. But insects, you know, that's just one. That's just What's that thing they eat? Gooey duck. No thanks. That's yeah. I'm adventurous, but not that adventurous. Well, Stephanie, I was almost killed by a turtle, so you know, I can understand that feeling. And the worst part about that whole incident with the turtle is he had an attitude about it. All right, so we had a simple meal. Tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to use my pressure cooker. We're going to make a beef stew, 90% there. Potato, celery, onion, carrot, chuck roast, about 10 ounces of beef approximately. I could do some garlic bread if I actually had the bread to do it with, but I don't. The other thing in here they have at the Pilot here in truck stop. You have your basic white bread, hot dog buns, and maybe hamburger buns if you're lucky. But no, Brent, I will not tell them that story because I might start breaking down and crying if I tell that story to somebody else. It's bad enough you know the story and my humiliation with that. Just suffice to say, if you've never heard the story of between me and the turtle, you'll laugh your ass off. But it wasn't fun for me at the time. All right. So, yeah, far too many. Turtles, deer, raccoons, snakes. The raccoon and the snakes were up in a tree. So, but when you're a tree trimmer, you get attacked by that kind of stuff. So we're going to let that go for here for right now. I'm going to be editing some more video tonight and tomorrow. No, Stephanie, there are even things that Brent doesn't know. I have not told him the worst of them. I told him what I thought he would not have nightmares about. Let's just say when you are up in a tree about 50 feet off the ground, you're tied in with rope and you're lanyard around, and out of a hole right in front of your face, right about here, a snake comes out of the tree, and its fangs are this big, at least they look that big, and you got nowhere to go? Yeah. Ah, man. And nobody knows that story. I think I probably give a little too much information with that one as well. Just suffice to say, I did not have clean pants by the time I got back down to the ground. That's not what you want to see when you are 50 feet up in a tree and you got nowhere to go, and it's right there. Yeah. That's not a story I don't want to relate to anybody. So that's why I am now a truck driver. I'm not still working as a tree trimmer, and my stories are all about bad traffic. So we are going to finish eating our dinner. Like I said, a little bit of fish left, beef and onion, and our noodles. But we're going to call it a night for this live stream. I want to thank everybody who came in, Miss Stephanie, Mr. Dowse, Mr. Welker. I'll talk to you later as usual. Nathaniel, thank you very much for coming in. Mike, thank you from Wyoming. Hope you're not too frozen up there. I know they shut down, I think they shut down I-80 border to border yesterday, and or at least part of yesterday. So I'm going to, thank God I'm not going up there. Mr. Floto, thank you for coming in, Ralph. I do appreciate it. Junggoon, thank you for coming in from Korea. while you're sitting in the office. I do appreciate it. Let's see who else was here. Miss Red Monkey Trucking, thank you too for coming in. I enjoyed being at least a small part of your live stream earlier today. I appreciate that. Nathaniel, like I said, JP, thank you very much. Rudy, Tracy, thank you for coming in. I'm always grateful. I said tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So just do your calculation, whether you're in Australia, like Stephanie, or you're in California, or you're in Korea. I thank you all for coming in. Thank you for joining me for making a little bit of a simple dinner. Tomorrow is dinner again. I am editing more video tonight. I'm off all day tomorrow. I'm waiting for permits so I can drive here in Arizona because I have a wide load. We're heading to Howe, Texas with this load, but the vlog is 2 months behind, so I'm going to be catching this up. I'm going to do a kind of a split. I have made a decision. I'm going to do a daily vlog that's current from right now, and also working on the catch-up video as well. So if you see the numbers for the episodes being off a little bit, just understand that I am catching up, but I want to make things current so that I'm not as always behind. So a little bit more day-to-day. So if you see 2 videos posted a day, look at the episode numbers to make sure that what you're looking at is either in the past or current day. So I am going to be doing season 2, episode 69 next, once I finish my dinner. And then I think I'll be at 100 and something, well over 100 something for season 2 for the current day's vlog and other videos. So keep an eye open for that. If you have any questions about that, just feel free to ask them. And like I said, live stream again tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. And everybody else who has a channel and you're posting videos, I do try to catch as many as I can, but since I'm one of those people that will subscribe to you, if you subscribe to me, that's a lot of people to try to catch up with. I have recently passed 700 subscribers, which is a pretty amazing thing. So I am 70% there to the 1,000 subscriber mark, where I can again do live streams going down the road, not just to Facebook. Well, thanks, Stephanie. I appreciate that. Tommy Travels. Yes, I have him as well. So I'll probably see you over there if he's doing a live. Other than that, everybody have a good evening. God bless. And everybody has a good day tomorrow. And hopefully your year is better than last year. Thank you very much. God bless. Have a good night.